And we're on video. Hello, guys, and welcome to Micah at Night. Today on this episode, I don't know what we're going to do. What we're going to do today? What we're going to do today? Today, what we going to do today? Gonna do today. What we going to do today? What we gonna do? Oh yeah. Oh, there's something that we can watch. Okay, let's react to the the TV station IDs from every American television market. Okay, here it is. No entertainment! Woohoo! Oh, let me turn up the phone. Nice effects! Whoa! That is some nice intro you got there.
KNOP-TV Northwest.
Isaac Jr. is here.
And serve southeastern Ohio with 538,000 watts of power. We hope that you'll join us later this morning.
TV2, Fairbanks.
Oh, you found me.
Slash.
Alright.
Right?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Eyewitness Late Edition on KIM TV, Channel 3.
KIM TV.
Share the spirit
MTV.
on KLST TV8.
KLS.
Channel 3, KRTV, Great Falls.
TV.
WLIO Lima in stereo.
This is KJCT, Channel 8, Grand Junction, a member of Paxby Broadcasting. Action 8 News is next.
You're watching WLFI, Lafayette's own
WLFI.
What the heck, Rotten Tomatoes?
You love it. Well, I love it. Yeah, well,
Trick the next generation will be delayed 1/2 hour, so we may bring you the following St. Bernard special.
Channel 29, WVIR TV in stereo.
Stereo. TV7.
WETM, Channel 18, Elmira Corning. Oh my god, that indeed looks like the river indeed looks like crap.
Yeah.
Quincy, Illinois. This is
Look at this.
WGN TV, Channel 10.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Movies or some movie?
NBC for Southwest Louisiana, KPLC, TV7,
Movies.
Lafayette.
Hey, don't make fun of them.
Saturday at 6 here on WDAM, TV7.
You're watching
WDAM.
WVVA, TV6,
Damn!
Bluefield.
Our pride is shining through. For the Twin Counties, this is KYEL.
KYEL.
Yuma.
Kid K.
Something's happening on WMGC TV Binghamton.
MGC. Back. TV.
WBAK TV, Terre Haute.
WLBS. K10.
Ada Ardmore Sherman did
Nice.
grant, now in our 33rd year of service.
W2. W Lux. WSG.
WPSG Albany, Fox 31.
Code TV.
The bus company ends
WC.
service tonight.
Working harder for you.
T.
KIMT, Mason City, Albert Lee, Austin, Rochester.
Name of TV station Kim T.
WMVB, Panama City.
We got a lost zebras. Poor little guy.
5 to 10 verdict on KTIV Channel 4. KOP Radio. Go to Bears You're watching Big 2, KMID TV, Midland, Odessa.
Thanks for watching KSNT TV 27, Topeka, Kansas.
Channel 4 News at 6 and 10. It's a change for the better.
Channel 4 News at 6 and 10. It's a change for the better.
That's the fake area.
Who's playing that copyrighted music?
6 and 10 and weekends at 10 p.m.
KOMU TV.
Where did you
What?
It's amazing.
W-Saw.
TV9, Mississippi's
WTV Grand Central.
Amarillo's first stereo TV, KFDA, Channel 10, Amarillo.
Some or all of the network programs viewed here on Channel 12 have been previously recorded for West Coast release at a more convenient time.
This is WLTZ, TV 38 in Columbus.
KIII.
15 North Front Street,
W-Way.
Wilmington, North Carolina.
From Thousand Oaks,
KT.
KEYT, Santa Barbara. Sports with Charlie Adams.
Another
2012. 10 years ago.
This is KATC, TV3 Lafayette.
This is Channel 12, WSFA, Montgomery.
WMBT. I mean MBD.
Little kid is. I'm 7 years old.
TV. This is KEPR TV in Pasco, Kennewick, and Richland.
K-Val.
KVRR, Channel 15, Fargo Moorhead. KJRR, Channel 7, Jamestown.
Congratulations, you found all 7 notebooks. Now all you need
Cheers of WGGB.
WANE TV, the news station.
The television news leader for South Georgia and North Florida. This is Channel 6, WCTV.
Leg T.
Got more of it all, Mark.
Channel 10, KOLN Lincoln, Nebraska, and Channel 11, KGIN Grand Island, Nebraska, now conclude the broadcast.
You're watching WTAJ TV 10, Keystone Country's home for CBS.
WTVW. Colo!
You're watching KWQC TV, Davenport, where news leadership is making a difference.
Making a difference for what?
Idaho's news channel, KTVB, Boise.
We've got the touch. Channel 5, Fort Smith.
KFS.
UICN TV 7.
WCYB.
This is WNDU TV, Channel 16,
WNDU.
South Bend, Indiana.
WPDE. WCAS. WLBT. It should have been WMBT. WV KDBC.
Hey, honey, what you got there?
Popcorn from Dairy Queen. Want to try?
Sure. Hey, wait a second. This is popcorn shrimp.
WJCL
Oh, I knew there was something familiar about it.
Hold on. The kids.
So proud of the architects, it's in our name.
Train
21 or Showcase 21, weekdays at 7 on KXRM TV 21.
I messed up, damn it! KFVS VS?
Channel 5, KRGV TV Westlaco.
Blame on WME. Wait a minute.
It's 7 p.m. on Channel 8.
WJRT TV 12, Flint, Saginaw Bay City, where news comes first.
WROC TV 8, Rochester.
Viz. Another Viz. KYTV. KSM and W. Wow, T.
You're watching Crim TV, Spokane.
Mad Dog Production.
Mad Dog Production.
It's 6 o'clock.
WBAY TV, Channel 2. Serving northeastern Wisconsin for over 36 years.
I am so sorry for lost connection.
WBAY Television is an equal opportunity employer.
H and L.
No.
KMSB. What the heck was that?
Stop.
What?
WCAP.
This is Arkansas 11 KTHV Little Rock.
We'll still be right here.
WB.
NBC and Channel 10, a new beat of the heart.
Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station.
New York Television. Cold TV. Where?
Liquid.
W John.
The whole team. Called
TVH, WXCX.
Wake.
Commercial. Talk about
WGRC TV2, working harder to be Buffalo's best.
This is Channel 6, Memphis.
WWL.
Channel 4, New Orleans.
World War.
You're watching WNRW, Channel 45, Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point.
WGAL TV.
WGAL.
We've got the best entertainment in stereo.
WT2.
We can't bring the price of oil back to $30 a barrel.
Kids
but we can tell you
television.
when things get better.
Yes.
And they will. Channel 30, WAWS,
Wow.
KTVV TV 36 in Austin.
KVVU, TV5, Henderson and Las Vegas.
Join the team. TV7's Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News.
We're WKRC TV, Channel 12. South Florida's free movie station, Channel 29, WFLX, West Palm Beach.
WFL Studio.
It's 10 o'clock, Milwaukee. Do you know
Wizard.
where your anchorman is?
What the heck?
Dan Lewis
It
is on
thinks
Channel
it's like
12.
Criminal.
10 o'clock action news.
Criminal.
This is WTTE, Television 28, Columbus.
Criminal.
Stay in touch with Channel 3. Catch the latest news. Eyewitness News and you. Stay in touch with Channel 3. Kansas City's Channel 9.
Kids.
You're watching 5, the news specialists. KNSB.
UKRN, Knight Ridder Broadcasting, Nashville.
WWAC.
You're watching the #1 newscast in the state.
Wake up!
Hollywood's finest classics, top-rated news coverage, and all your favorite TV series. So stay tuned to TV 12.
Get ready, cause here I come. Get ready, so.
Bring it home to you, so climb aboard. Take off with 40, take off with TV 40.
WJKW TV8 Cleveland.
W, just kidding.
This is WCPX TV, Orlando, Florida.
This is KWGN TV in Denver.
We're earning our reputation one story at a time.
Kid. Kilo. What?
KTSP TV10 Phoenix.
KTSP TV.
This is WCDB TV, Boston.
WCTV TV.
Search.
One.
Channel 5, building up
So
better tech.
creepy.
This is Channel 3, KYW TV.
The creepiest logo.
W Matthew. KT
This is
Black.
KTLA, Channel 5, Tribune Broadcasting in Los Angeles.
WCB.
Keep it going, don't get in trouble.
That was, what the heck?
That was it. That's it. That's it. It's like 18 minutes long. That's it. Was that it? I think that definitely is it. Ooh, what are we going to watch now? What are we going to watch? What are we going to watch? What are we going to watch? Do I hear the Simpsons?
What is it you tell me?
Did I hear the Simpsons? Okay. What are we going to watch? What are we going to watch? What are we going to watch? Well, good.
Guys,
Yeah.
me.
Hi.
I just made this by myself.
Made this by myself. Hey, that's you. It's Slashy.
Slashy.
Yeah, Slashy.
And I made this just for you.
Hey, that's me. That's Neo 11. That's me, Neo 11. Hold on.
I did it.
Gloves and boots. Glove and what do they look like? What character design do they look like? I wonder what character design they look like. Hey. Are they just gloves, or are they just boots? Are they just animals, or...
Thanks for the movie spoilers. Now I could save the $10 I was going to spend on a ticket, because I know absolutely everything that happens in that movie now, you f***ing...
How did you do? Did he just swear?
Thanks for the movie spoilers. Now I could save the $10 I was going to spend on a ticket, because I know absolutely everything that happens in that movie now.
For the public arena.
That's not what it says. Where did you get that?
Oh, so that's what boots are. Wait a minute, did gloves and boots air on BT? I don't know.
You know what? Let's add a TV PGL.
Maybe he analyzes Sony Pictures television logo bloopers would be aired on BT.
Oh. So that didn't happen?
YouTube. Yes.
For the public arena.
That's not what it says. Where did you get that?
I ordered it off Amazon.
On YouTube. Loading. Oh. YouTube.
That guy's an...
What the heck was that?
That guy's...
To editing. A bleep is added during editing to cover up bad words. But sometimes we'll put in a bleep even if it isn't a bad word. Here's what Mario really said.
I got covered my.
Worse than David Blaine!
You gotta do it.
That guy's an egghead!
See? Pretending there's a bad word is funnier than what Mario really said.
Don't make me the bad guy. Know what I wanted to say. Huh?
Well, Mama Bird.
Say, we talked about this.
Cody and Zane are at the park playing football.
With down Darius Jackson.
Let's go!
You're not going
Say,
anywhere without your big
Liquid Slam.
Outfit himself as a kid, but outfit we can and some disturbing content.
This one's
a little
going
bit
downtown.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Like it.
No, I got a full.
Gee, no, I'm not. No, I don't. YouTube doesn't want to see your screen. I'm sorry, Isaac Jr.
Oh.
Oh no! Oh no!
I might don't want to show you because things get played pretty too dangerous.
Okay, what are we going to watch? What are we going to watch today? What are we going to I don't care what you. Okay.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry, but that was the wrong code. The correct code was 4850602342.
If you enter that, you'd be safe and continue the session. But that didn't happen. So this means you're grounded forever. You'll no longer get your computer back. And now I will.
And 1957, 1964.
Now I will scare you with this hardcore logo of
Bonjour.
I'm sorry, but this isn't the correct code. The correct code was 4850602342.
If you enter that, you'll be safe and continue your computer session. So this means you didn't listen to me about turning off your computer. I am so freaking done. You are grounded for life. And now I will be your nightmare by killing you with deadly screams, murders.
What?
I'm sorry, but the code you entered was wrong. The correct code is 486167342. If you would enter that, you'd be safe and continue your computer session. So this means you did listen to me about turning off your computer. I am so freaking done. You are grounded for life. And now I will get. And now I will be your worst nightmare with deadly screams and murders. Now play the video. I mean the sound. Number 4.
20th Century Fox Television Distribution.
I'm sorry, but that was the wrong code. The correct code was 366,666. If you enter that, you will be safe to continue to start the session. But that didn't happen. So you are grounded forever. You know you have to upgrade to Windows XP.
Now I will be your worst nightmare with some deadly screams and some hardcore murder sounds.
And now prepare to die in 3, 2, 1.
Wow!
What the heck? This is awful indeed. Ooh, what are we going to do about today? This favorite look.
You better not turn off. How dare you turn it off again?
You are
That's
a hacker. That's it. You are
HSV.
Oh my god.
Now prepare to torture in 3, 2. Hey, I didn't even start my speech. That's it. Time for your punishment.
How dare you turn off your computer while I'm finishing my sentence. That's it. You are grounded for. That's it. I'll get something more. That's it.
Produced
I'll
in
get
Athens
something
at the
even
Ohio
better.
University Telecommunications Center.
Turn off.
This is Extra Effort News with Marlene Spees, Beth Campbell, and John McConnell.
How you like it now? No, because of the ultra punishments. Because we are now double bunnies. But because in a few punishments, I will not just ground you, but I can also glitch your screen, overheat your computer parts, anything else.
This is KBIM TV, Roswell.
Hey, that's it. I mean, you fool!
The KYL Television News Department.
Too bad, it did not work. As a result, you get the extreme punishment. Why are you trying to do to me? What the heck is wrong with you? You are trying to get me kill your computer? Well, fine. I'll kill your computer.
Join us tomorrow morning for more fine entertainment and news. Good night.
If you let me hold you for 1 billion days. Now, I will
From
crash
Meridian to
your...
the Gulf Coast,
Hey,
this is
I
WDAM
did
TV7,
not even
Laurel,
crash your
Hattiesburg.
computer yet. Severe punishment is for you. Dang it.
Good evening. You've been watching News Center 10 from Broadcast Center, Medford, Oregon. Portions of News Center 10 were on film and videotape.
Haha, I scared you so hard.
Channel 12.
And because of that, you are now grounded for
Okay, just look at this.
William Gibson, TVY7 and TVPG.
Monday night. Movie.
But let's continue for Aaron.
Good job,
KBCI TV2.
KORK TV Las Vegas.
I am shaking and I am crazy.
Season's greetings from
Because you
WOAY
turned off
Television 4
four of my punishments. And don't you think about turning off this evil punishment? Now
The big ones are on Channel 11.
I'm not listening.
Funny and too much cool.
This is KEZI. Eyewitness News.
So I'm getting for Aaron punishment.
Good evening.
This is Action News for October 26, 1979, with Mike Ramirez, Karen Dalton, Jack Cheshire, and the entire Action News team.
All of my heart is tearing down because
What?
Yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog for hire. Wait,
KTTC, Television 10, Rochester.
WKBT is owned and operated by Gross Telecasting of Wisconsin, Incorporated.
By the way.
Good evening. Here's the news.
Oh, my heart is tearing apart because of you took off my punishments.
I'm not listening. Barney, the stupid dinosaur.
WCOV-TV, Channel 20, Montgomery.
Ed.
This is News 10 Tonight.
Oh my goodness. Because now you're going for free news.
Oh wow! Now you're just giving me the old scary punishments. What are you gonna do, stupid Barney dinosaur?
Haha! I scared you with my scary punishment. And I want to tell you this: if you turn off your computer,
I'm not listening.
We do a program.
then you will.
I'm not listening. Turn off. Something of
glitching because now you are grounded for.
News,
That's
sports,
it.
and weather.
But don't say I didn't warn you. Yeah, that's right. It's the glitched.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Yep.
WRBT.
That's right.
Baton
It's the glitched punishment. Because of that, I'll glitch your devices in your house.
I don't care.
I was going to finish my grounding, but you But you just picked it up with you. That's it.
Channel 9 WSTV, Steubenville, Ohio. Operated by Rustcraft Broadcasting Company.
Welcome to the crazy punishment.
That's Hollywood, Sunday at 6 p.m.
I'm so quick.
WKPT.
I'm so quick up because I'm acting like a crazy.
Not listening.
Guy because I want your blood from inside your body like
From Channel 14 News, this is Newsland.
Now
The
you
Evening
like
Report. A look at today's
that's it.
I'm not listening to you, Barney the ugly dinosaur.
This is a terrible punishment. It's because you just turned off your computer so many times that we had to give you the most extreme punishment of all for terror punishment.
Okay, that's it. Take this bomb. It'll be exploded.
Bells ring out across the land as we celebrate our nation's 200th anniversary. Happy birthday, America. WFMJ TV 21, Youngstown, Ohio.
Haha, I forgot to tell you. I am invincible.
Get away, you stupid trash.
Haha.
President Carter and Egyptian President.
That I'm invincible.
That's it.
Yeah. Haha, you still got kill me
Stay ahead with Weather Track exclusively on News 13.
Channel 3 News, prepared by Downstate, Illinois' largest television.
KMPH TV 26.
Anyway, cannot stand by. Standing. I forgot to tell
Okay, enough with the Eric thing.
Okay.
Brave and Keystone Country's #1 news team with the area.
From the Broadcast Center for Eastern Iowa, this is the WMT News Scene Tonight.
And,
TV 11 News with Scoop, the live action camera.
Merv Griffin, weekday mornings at 9.
WSET TV, Lynchburg, Virginia, Channel 13.
More news fast. News 3.
This is TV 10 News with Gabe Dalman, meteorologist.
WKRG Television, Mobile, Alabama, the Gulf Coast leading news station.
What is this guy?
I don't know.
11 together. WTVD.
WTVK, Channel 26, Knoxville.
Television 3, KBS TV, Shreveport.
This is News Scene Center with Steve.
WTVR TV, Richmond, Virginia, Channel 6.
And now, TV 10 News with Jack Hicks, meteorologist.
We're working to win you over.
WGHP TV 8, High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem. A complete news of the North Carolina Piedmont. Eyewitness News 8.
Better markets for price.
Live from Toledo's News Center 13. This is the nightly news at 11 o'clock.
Ronald Reagan today proposed a 20.
Very
This program was produced under the sole editorial control of WITF-TV, Hershey, Pennsylvania, with a grant from the National Association of Life Underwriters.
This is the news station, WNEP 16.
This is the strength of Central Florida. WTO TV Solid 6. And now, Newswatch at 6.
This is WKZO TV, Kalamazoo.
WKZO.
TV6 and you. Growing every day, growing and we'll stay together.
Together, TV6 and you. Whoa. Where are you? Where are you? The new men. West Virginia.
From the Broadcasters Public Service Award.
Make it special. Channel 4 TV.
From News 11, the Hunter Rowland Report. From the News Center in Phoenix, this is Cool News 10.
Good morning. We're where it happens, when it happens. And nobody does it better.
Channel 13 Eyewitness News. We're the one.
Redfern Grove. Be with us again Monday night at 8 o'clock when Tim Conway stars in McNeil's Navy joins the Air Force.
From Channel 4 News, this is the scene at 6.
Good evening. I'm Carol May.
Newswatch update with Meredith Vieira.
Good evening. The first Trident submarine, Ohio, was launched today in Groton, Connecticut.
29 plays favorites.
I still got to show some wild oats.
Watch for it at 6:30.
It's a great time.
Monday at 6:30. It's a great time.
City 41. Someone you can turn to. Kansas City 41. Turn it on 19.
See Bob Gregory for the weather tonight at 10:15.
News. Factual, informative, complete. TV 11 News, 7 p.m. edition, produced by Maryland's major television news team. Editing tonight's 7 p.m. coverage, Rolf Hertzgard, Joe Berkey, and Tom Davis.
The following is a production of KCTS, Seattle.
The one and only TV 10. When you're first, you know you've done something right. 5 was first in St. Louis, and we'll lead the fight. All that is new. We're moving, we're growing. Tomorrow is showing. We're having a renaissance too. We're Eyewitness News. We explain the rain with Joe, the sports with Wayne. We're live with our crews. We hope that you choose Channel 5 and Eyewitness News. Prime time, all the time, TV 29. Prime time, all the time, TV 29.
WBBM TV, Channel 2, Chicago.
This is Mid-Canada Television, your CTV station.
Okay, I'm back. Oh wait, what was that? Did I saw Canada when I got back up? Montana East.
'Tis the season to watch Channel 12.
You're watching TV2, KSNC, Great Bend.
You sure thing?
WTAP TV 15, Parkersburg.
KFAA TV 51, Rogers.
Greenwood, Greenville. First in the Delta, this is WABG TV 6 News.
Uh-oh. Is that what music I'm hearing?
XFE Televisión.
Oh, Mexican?
Presenta.
La tradición y lo moderno, en una sola y...
W sola.
El poder de tu imagen. XHK. Televisión. Al momento.
More Mexican logos. What? And another one. How many Mexican logos are we going to get? And another one. I'm so ticked off right now. Thank you.
Desde Managua, capital de la República de Nicaragua, en el mismo centro de
But it's
América,
still
Canal
in a
2,
Mexican
señal
language.
inconfundible. Afiliado a Telcap.
59% de hogares en toda Guatemala tienen televisión. La televisión llega más.
What the heck? Costa Rica! Costa Rica! Costa Rica! Costa Rica!
ESB TV11, Bermuda.
What the heck?
Designed to inform, to educate, and to entertain. We invite you to join us.
I remember that one.
It was Jamaica.
It is an interesting
Echoes from hell.
This is CCM TV6.
Feliz Pascua, un próspero año nuevo y en familia y ATV.
The heck? The fish dolls were.
Acompáñenme a recorrer la historia del noticiero pionero de la televisión regional. El talento periodístico, técnico y de producción que a lo largo de 23 años ha brindado lo mejor de sí, brillando no solo en nuestro canal, en nuestro estado, sino también fuera de nuestras fronteras. Sin más preámbulos, he aquí lo mejor de nuestras memorias.
It's still Mexican.
Deportiva, participativa y recreativa, ofrece a sus televidentes la más grande e innovadora selección a escoger en las inmediaciones de su región.
La señal de un nuevo día, de sol fantasía, su península en el aire, te faltó.
The heck? I'm going to get so the heck?
What just happened?
I don't know. TVO.
La siguiente es una realización de Miguel Castillo Televisión y Producciones RTV, Hernando Augusto Ramírez Televisión.
Televisión Regional del Oriente.
Canal 8. No. Oh. Thank God it's done. But I don't want any copyright.
Estamos valorizando o que é nosso. TV Vale do Uruará, Canal 11. A imagem de nossa cidade.
Tá todo mundo ligado na Record. Tá todo mundo ligado. Tá todo mundo ligado na Record.
Another Brazilian logo. What the heck?
Fique ligado mais pouquinho. TV
TV Pantaneira, Canal 11. A Guardiã do Pantanal.
Still Brazilian. Still in Brazilian.
Sintonize o seu canal e fique por dentro dos
Wait a minute, was that a copyright?
Uma mensagem. TV Esplanada, a nossa televisão.
Canal 11, Punta del Este.
Still Brazilian.
Desde Resistencia a Sainteña, Villa Ángela, Villa Verde, Presidencia de la Plaza La Escondida, está transmitiendo LT81 Televisión, Canal 9.
How many are going? Let's do some chaos right here. Let's do some chaos right here, eh? How many? Yeah, how many are going? Let's do some chaos right here. Let's do some chaos right here, eh? How many? sound. Let's do some recursion right here.
How does that happen?
What's happening? This is the episode right here, and I'm doing some chaos.
How does that happen?
Yeah, what's happening? This is the episode right here, and I'm doing some chaos.
How does that happen?
Yeah, what's happening? Right here, and I'm doing some chaos. Oh my god!
Help! Someone help!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Sonic 4 higher with TVMA.
Help! Someone help!
Someone help! Someone help! Someone help! Someone help! Oh! Oh my god! Sonic 4 higher. Oh my god! Guys, so kick.
Someone help!
Oh my god, what the heck is happening?
I don't know.
We don't believe it! What the heck is happening?
I don't know.
If you see this, we're talking because now we are talking about recursion.
I don't know.
If you see this, we're talking.
You know what's happening, right?
We are talking about yeah. The physics is called a recursion. In computer science, recursion is a method of solving a computational problem where the solution depends on solutions to smaller instances of the same problem. Recursion solves such recursive problems by using functions that call themselves from within the code, their own code.
Ah, my ears.
Is a freaking burning. I'm freaking using
Ah, my ears.
My ears. Hold on.
I just learned to make this by mistake. Is making a Splitty and Gibson in 2002. I just learned to make this by mistake. Is making a Splitty and Gibson in 2002. I just learned to make this mistake. Is making a Splitty and Gibson.
What is going on?
2002. I just learned to make this mistake.
Let's make things even louder. Hold on. I think you might. What is going on? I think you might have to. I think you might have. Let's make things even louder. I think you have to. I think you might have to turn your volume down because it's going to get loud. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
Cut. Where is the MBT logo? Cut. Where is the MBT logo?
Back in the hive. Ha 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 ha. XD 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 sus 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 sus. Sheesh the sus.
MVP logo.
Back in the ha 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 ha. XD 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 sus sus. Sheesh the sus.
Oh, we forgot that something is missing. It's okay. We don't worry about it. We forgot that something is missing. It's okay. We don't worry about it. We forgot that something.
Okay, take two and action.
Okay. Come on. Okay. Come on. Okay. This thing's perfect.
Yep. The logo is now clear.
Okay. This thing's perfect.
Yep, the thing's perfect indeed.
Fan-made cast.
Fan-made cast. And now let's talk about
Fan-made cast.
And now let's talk about the real history about recursion, because we're going to react to someone making a game with recursion.
What game?
A game with recursion. Bye.
Fan-made cast.
Okay. It's a game inside a game inside a game inside a game. Fan-made cast. Here it is. Stupid buffering. There it is. So he's going to talk about what recursion is by.
Notice anything interesting about this image? It actually contains itself, which is over here, hanging on the wall. Because it's the exact same as the original, it contains an even smaller version. And then that copy has an even smaller one, and that an even smaller one, all the way down forever. This is a visual example of recursion, which is when an object is defined in terms of itself. You can think of it as when something is made up of a smaller or simpler version of the original thing, which leads to repetition.
Look what I just made.
Deeper. Recursion can also be found in math, computer science, language, and maybe even, I don't know, video games. Okay, yeah, I have no idea how to turn this into a game. My first thought is that the player could be a smaller copy of the level, and you sort of navigate around inside yourself. So I got to work on this idea. The main challenge is to figure out how to make that infinite recursive effect. After a little research, I learned about render textures, which let you render a camera's output to a texture. And we can use them to easily create a larger or smaller copy of the entire scene. Next, I made a basic level and threw a character controller on the smaller copy of the level. And now we can get to the fun part, programming. What I did was write a script that orients the different render textures based on the original player position and rotation, which as always worked on the first try. After a few bug fixes, here's what it looks like. So you control the character jumping around inside a larger version of itself. But that larger version is jumping around inside an even larger one. And inside our original character is an even smaller copy. And that goes all the way down. The problem, though, is that it's not fun. If we instead have a regular player character inside an infinitely recursive world, then we can explore the mind-bending concept of traveling between the different recursive instances.
Yeah.
So now the challenge is to actually make an infinite amount of levels and players all interact with each other. Should be pretty easy.
Yes, should be pretty easy.
Alright, I somehow finally got it working. Now you can jump out of your main square-shaped room thing to become smaller, or enter the smaller version of the room to be relatively larger. And this can happen infinitely. For the 6 people actually interested, here's how it works. Basically, the set of platforms that make up the level are created 3 times. But the player also has 2 scaled clones that track its exact position and rotation, but on their relative scales. If the player, for example, enters the smaller copy, then the larger player clone is converted into the main player, and new clones are generated. Then for the even smaller and larger rooms, we'll just use a render texture, giving the illusion of infinite recursion in both directions. So now you can travel between levels forever, never able to escape. Fun.
That's not fun.
Also, if a recursive copy is rotated, then there's an effect on gravity. But the player's gravity force stays relative to the original level it spawned in, which can have some mind-bending puzzle potential. And why not? We can also spawn multiple copies scaled and rotated in different ways. This might get just a little confusing, so we'll look at some examples later. But here's a preview. Now it's time to make this game, well, a game. Inspired by 2D golfing mechanics, you will aim and launch the player, and only have a limited number of moves to reach the goal. So I started by making this basic aim indicator thing, and programmed it to launch in that direction when you click. Next I made some sensor objects. Overlapping with one will light it up, and in order to pass the level, you have to light up all the green sensors and none of the red sensors. How about some UI?
Whoa!
With all the game mechanics done, I can finally make some levels. I started by sketching out a lot of ideas. Now let's put them in the game. Here's what I've got so far. The game starts out with some easy levels that introduce you to the basics of launching and lighting up sensors. Oh, hold on. There we go. See? Easy. Then we've got a level that forces you to use the recursion mechanic. So jump down here, then into the outer level. In this level, you can't jump high enough to reach the green sensor. So what do? You guessed it, just enter the smaller room where you're now relatively larger and can make the jump. This one, yeah, I don't even know. You'll just have to play it, I guess. Here's the infinite staircase. Each step we jump down results in a larger and larger player we control. In order to reach all of the sensors, you have to jump down and balance on an infinite stack of copies of yourself. Next, we'll introduce the gravity mechanic. The inner level is rotated 180 degrees, so every other player copy has reversed gravity. This one explores a 90-degree rotation.
90-degree?
And finally, the double recursion level. You have 2 copies of the room inside itself, and 2 sensors you need to light up, but only 1 player. If you jump inside one of the rooms, you basically get scaled up, which isn't very helpful. But if you jump out of the level, a smaller copy of the player jumps out of both smaller levels. So now you can light up the 2 sensors. An algorithm is basically a series of steps to solve some problem. But what if one of those steps is to perform all the steps of the original algorithm itself? This is recursion in computer science. Here's an example. We'll start with a triangle. The first step is to remove a piece from the center, like this. And whoa, look at that. We now have 3 triangles. The next step is to apply the same overall process to each of them. So remove the center, 3 new triangles, apply the same process for each. Remove the center, 3 new triangles, apply the same process for each.
Infinity days later.
Well, that took a while. The result is a fractal called the Sierpinski triangle, which was generated from a recursive algorithm.
That looks like the Legend of Zelda symbol.
All right, what is this? Math? Class? Let's get back to the game and work on the graphics. My original plan was to use Unity's 2D lights for this cool shadow effect, but they broke the illusion of the seamless transition between the different recursive level copies, so sadly they won't work. A little post-processing never fails though. I'll also make a Sierpinski carpet for the player sprite. This is a square-shaped fractal made out of 8 copies of itself. And finally, I'll add some subtle drop shadows to each object, if I can do it without breaking everything. Okay, I've actually still got a lot to do. Title screen. Level select menu. Sound effects.
Whoa!
More levels.
Whoa.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, this game causes Unity to crash a lot. Not sure why. Alright, I think I'm starting to recover from those levels we looked at earlier. Let's see some more.
Okay.
I feel like it's maybe possible that this game is just slightly confusing, so I made a few easier levels to more gradually introduce mechanics like the initial recursion, gravity change, and double recursion. In this one, you need to somehow light up 5 sensors. Maybe that duplication thing will be useful. Here's a level with a very slight rotational and scale offset. Is it even possible? I don't know. See if you can beat it. Alright, how about 4 copies of the level inside itself? Watch what happens when you jump out the bottom.
Well, that's Nazi.
And the very last level might cause you some problems with producing infinitely many smaller and smaller copies of yourself. Alright, I guess the game is done.
Okay.
Link is in the description if you want to try it for yourself.
I don't want to try.
Good luck.
I don't
guess.
want to try this game because it might cause some problems. No, let's. Ooh, zero player game. What's a zero player game? Are we reacting to people making games?
The GMTK Game Jam.
Oh,
2020.
funny.
I'll have just 48 hours to make a complete game. The theme this year is
Out of Control.
Out of control.
Alright, it's 3 o'clock on Friday. I'll need to come up with an idea fairly quickly because the jam time is just so short. After an hour of brainstorming, I've finally got it. Cellular automata. If you don't know, a cellular automaton is a discrete model studied in automata theory. Here, I'll explain with an example. Conway's Game of Life. The Game of Life takes place on a grid of cells. Each cell can be in one of 2 states, dead or live. If a cell is live and less than 2 of its 8 neighbors are also alive, then it dies in the next generation. If it has 2 or 3 live neighbors, then it survives to the next generation. More than 3, and it dies. But a dead cell with exactly 3 live neighbors will become alive in the next generation. So you can set up some pattern and start the simulation to see what happens. Each generation of cells is calculated based on the previous one. Not impressed? Well, when arranged in certain configurations, new properties emerge from these simple rules. This becomes a glider that moves across the grid. This is a machine that builds gliders, called a glider gun. Look at this one.
Holy crap.
Conway's Game of Life is a 0-player game, meaning after the initial conditions are set, the simulation plays out based on the defined rules. For this jam, I want to make a game around this idea of cells interacting on a grid. The player will arrange them in some way, and once the simulation starts, everything is out of their control. In my game, there will be multiple types of cells with different functions. For example, a spinner cell will grab onto and spin cells around it. A pusher cell will, you guessed it, push other cells. The hope is that combining these different types of cells will lead to some kind of emergent properties as they interact. At around 4:30, I started up Unity and got to work. We've got a square, some scripts, but then I stopped. Yeah, so it's 9:30 now. All I managed to do in 6.5 hours is get a blue square moving across the screen. Along with some issues with the game concept itself, I just couldn't figure out how to program some of my ideas using the whole states and neighborhood stuff. So at this point, I decided to quit the jam. Just kidding. I eventually came up with a few ideas that would make this game possible. Then I drew out some level ideas and called it a night.
Why like 2DCH?
To begin Saturday, I basically had to start the project from scratch, programming this free-moving cell idea. Okay, now we're 16 hours into the jam, and we still just got a blue square moving across the screen. Next, I made some quick placeholder art for the mover, and gave cells the ability to have a direction. Now we have, are you ready? 2 blue squares moving across the screen. I'd say that's progress. The push cell basically does nothing, but it can be pushed by other cells. Just throw together a little code, and we can push one cell, or a stack of multiple cells. Cool. But now it's about to get a little more interesting. The generator cell will take the cell behind it and duplicate it to the front. So here it duplicates a push cell. If there's something in the way that can be pushed, then it just sort of pushes that and spawns the new cell. Let's add a mover cell that pushes the duplicated block out of the way. This is what happens. And we can even push a generator cell. One issue with the game right now is that it's kind of hard to tell what's actually happening because cells just immediately jump to next positions for each step in the simulation. To fix this, let's add a little animation. And just like that, it's working. Oh, I guess not really. Okay, there we go.
Sorry about that. I was gonna show you something.
Wait, did I already solve that?
Alright, time for the enemy cell. This shouldn't be too hard, I hope. Each enemy will just store its position in the grid, and then after each simulation step, we'll just check if any other cell is in the same position. And if it is, we destroy the enemy cell and the cell that hit it.
Whoa!
That was just I made.
So if all enemies are destroyed, then you win the level. The simulations and stuff are cool, but I don't think a completely zero-player game would be very fun. So I implemented the ability to drag and drop cells into different grid positions so the player can control the starting state of the simulation.
Look at these.
Next, I made some buttons that will let you play, pause, or step through the sim. Now it's 12:30. Somehow nothing's gone wrong today so far. So hopefully it stays that way. The rotator cell will work a little bit differently than my original idea. The rotator itself won't spin, but it will rotate the cells next to it and not affect their positions. So it can alter the trajectory of mover cells and just sort of spin around other cells. If there are 2 rotate blocks next to a cell, then it will spin 180 degrees.
What?
Okay, this one just can't be moved at all. Similar to a push cell, a slide cell can be pushed, but only in its indicated direction. Just like this. Oh, not like that. Like this.
Whoa.
It can be useful for doing things like temporarily stopping movers. Now we'll add in some level navigation.
Level navigation.
We've got a button that will pop up once you complete the level, and it will just reload the game scene with the next level. But for some reason, it's not working.
How's it not?
Oh, wait, maybe it's because I haven't actually made any levels yet.
Yeah.
Let's fix that.
That's an easy step.
Wow, so challenging. But don't worry, these are just the first levels to introduce the different cell types. Now I can start making some that are a little bit more tricky. At this point, even for my already low art standards, the game looks terrible. For some reason, I decided that I would do pixel art for this game. The problem with this is that I've never really made pixel art before. I mean, I've never made anything that can be considered art.
Take a look at this.
So I guess this won't be much different.
It's
I think you're supposed to do like a random pattern
variant.
for shading or something.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing here.
Here's my impression
Okay, along with
of
the
the
dark background, I think that's at least better than what we had. All right, let's make some more.
What?
Oh, that's what it sounds like?
Yeah.
Oh, because I did this video. And here's another one.
All right, we definitely need some more levels. Here's a few I came up with. In this level, you have a few generators. Maybe an earlier point in the video gives a hint to that one. Maybe. In this one, there's a little moving, rotating machine thing that prevents you from taking a straight shot at the enemy. So you'll have to figure out a way to navigate around that.
On NBT.
This is my absolute favorite level, which I'm going to save for the very end of the game. You only have 4 generators and have to destroy all these enemies down here around 2 corners.
Splat on MBT.
And even at those things, you know.
The game still needs a lot more levels, but I want to start adding some polishy stuff now in case I run out of time, which is likely to happen. I first added some post-processing, hoping it would somewhat hide my terrible pixel art. Then I found a font and started generating some sound effects. Title screen? Done. More levels? Done. A tutorial? Sure. Enemy explosion particle? Of course. Level select menu? Not quite. I started on it, but at this point, I'd been working on the game for like 17 hours. So I decided to call it and go to sleep.
So this one is still red.
Still red.
All right, it's submission day. The first priority is to finish up that level select screen. And the game still needs more levels. I kind of just built random stuff to see if anything interesting would happen. I ended up making 3 more levels, bringing the total up to 17. Hopefully that's enough. I don't have too much time to make music, so I just used my normal technique of placing some notes completely randomly. Alright, 4 hours to go, and the game is pretty much done. It could probably use some more stuff, and definitely some bug fixes. But for now, I'm going to do a build, get the itch.io page ready, and submit the game to the jam. And the game is submitted. Okay, I should probably get some
came
sleep.
out in 2000.
Or I can just stare at the countdown and worry that my game isn't submitted correctly.
It came out in
or have some game-breaking bug.
2004 or 5.
Yeah, let's go with that second option.
Ooh. Oh, wait. Oh, you made a game with intentional
This
bugs?
room doesn't have any exits. How do you get up there with just this cube? And there's no way to keep this door open. What's going on here?
Don't worry, I'll explain everything.
The Wowie Game Jam. 3 days to make a game with the theme, Intentional Bugs. Luckily, I'm really good at making games with a lot of bugs in them, so let's do it. Okay, idea. Need some kind of idea. I have been really wanting to make a 3D puzzle game in the style of Portal. And what better time to try it than during a game jam? So the idea then is a 3D first-person puzzle game where you use glitches and bugs to solve each level. So I started up a new Unity project and set up the basics. We'll need a first-person character controller, and we can actually reuse code we've already written. So, done. Except you can't interact with physics objects like boxes, which may be an important part of the game. But after some questionable hacky fixes, you can now sort of interact with the cubes.
Another moment you...
The scene is looking a little bland, so I made an image that could be used as a texture for the environment. And that looks not so good. After a few more attempts, I settled on a not completely awful looking gray grid thing.
You've never seen before?
And next I got to work on the grab item mechanic, which will let you pick up and fling around cubes. This is actually super easy, just a little raycast, a little physics. Okay, come on. Oh. Ah, man. After a little more struggle, I finally got it working sort of as expected. One of the intentional glitches in the game will be box jumping, where if you grab a box and hold it beneath you, you can keep jumping off of it while in the air. And this actually works without adding anything else, so we're off to a pretty good start. Just like I said, I'm great at causing bugs.
Great at causing bugs.
Look at this.
Next, I started working on level design using Pro Builder.
It's the glow.
I've never made 3D levels, so it started off kind of bad, with me painstakingly placing each individual wall. But eventually I decided to check out some Pro Builder tutorials, which got me on the right track, so now it won't take 3 days to build a single level. The first level will basically just have a fake wall with no colliders that the player needs to find and walk right through.
Screen bug.
And other than that, so far I just have a bunch of ideas for glitches and mechanics, so I need to stop here and actually come up with some concrete levels.
Glitch screen bug. Right there.
So with what seems like a pretty good list, time to make them a reality. Well, I mean, like, make them in you know what I mean. Level 2. Here's where you see my creativity and originality really come to life. In this level, you pick up a box, put it on a button, and it opens a door. No glitches here, just an introduction to this original mechanic. In level 3, there's a higher ledge that you can't possibly jump onto, and all you have is a single box. And maybe you figured it out, but you have to use the box jump mechanic that took me so long to create to get up onto the higher platform. Continuing with level design, I started on level 4, where you have 2 doors to get through, but only 1 box. The solution, spoiler alert, is to use the pause bug. The idea is that pausing the game will freeze the scene, but the player will still have the ability to move around. So I started on this mechanic by meticulously handcrafting a pause button, only to realize that you can't move your cursor to click on a button in a first-person game. Devastated by this, I went to sleep.
Lava and Bill.
I started Saturday by making a pause menu. Luckily, I figured out that players can just press a key on their keyboard to pause the game. I just need to make it obvious enough that it's an important mechanic. Next, I started on a new level, which will have moving blocks. This took me a while to get to interact with the player correctly. I kept jumping between a regular character controller and a physics-based one,
Like the 2003.
but eventually just settled on the basic controller with another script that moves you if you're on a moving platform. I won't talk too much about the bug you use for this level, because you might still want to play the game if I haven't totally ruined it already. But for those who have played, the mechanic was not one that just worked like I was hoping it would, but I had to actually write code introducing this bug. After creating 2 more levels, I laid them all out and connected them together with hallways, so you'll just have one continuous playthrough experience with no loading screens between levels. And now it's time to ramp up the graphics. We've got some point lights, added in some post-processing, generated a color palette, and found some free normal maps on the asset store. Normal maps just give surfaces additional detail by changing how light reflects off them. I also created some amazing modern art, which will serve as the textures for the cubes, doorways, and moving platforms. Starting to think about sound, I grabbed some audio scripts from one of my other projects. If it's going to be a Portal-style game, you have to have a narrator, so I created a basic scriptable object that will hold a sequence of voice lines. Once the player enters a certain trigger collider, it will set off the sequence, playing one narration line, pausing for a set amount of time, then playing the next in the sequence until all the lines for that particular area have been said. What I did next was put a huge amount of effort into creating a high-quality title screen. Jumping around some more, unable to focus on completing one thing, I started adding triggers around the game that can start voice lines and sound effects, or mark a level as completed. I also made a system for loading in the levels around the player, so you get that seamless transition effect. And back to audio, I started recording the actual voice lines, keeping most of the first takes because we don't have any time. He's going to find everything that is wrong with our systems.
I know you're probably wondering, is it like a Matrix type of thing where you're a real person, but you're in some sort of like virtual reality world? It's not like that.
Well, day 3.
Okay, last day. Starting off, I commandeered some sound effects and music from this great resource I found called Internet.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. Just look at the cube and click on it to pick it up. And then you can click again to drop it. I would suggest maybe drop.
We've got quite a few small tasks to get done, like fixing bugs, finding a font, making the jump glitch easier, and disabling triggers once they're, well, triggered.
This is Micah. No, the lights on. Those lights. How bright it is.
The game part of the game is complete. So I revisited the main title scene, which wasn't quite as amazing as I remembered it. The plan is just to add a basic dummy level with a rotating camera. And of course I struggled for a while, trying to figure out why the lighting wasn't working, to finally find that I just needed to have this one little box checked. Ah, man. So I'm pretty much done with the game, but there's a lot of time left. So I'm going to start adding in some extra polish stuff, starting with this cool glitch effect. Okay, the idea is to use this awesome effect to have the game glitch out whenever you exploit one of the bugs, like jumping on a box, clipping through a wall, pausing and moving. You get the idea. And just like that, we have everything working, topped off with a super annoying sound.
I started to add the new character.
The very last thing I did was slap on a fade effect for when you enter and leave the main menu scene. I think we're done. Wow, 9 hours before the deadline. I guess I can like go do my homework now or something.
Homework is boring.
Hello. You're probably a little confused, but don't worry, you're not dead, and you're not in trouble. But to be honest, I'm not too impressed so far.
Whoa.
I'm just looking at this list of exploits you found in your universe. Infinite money? Nice. What does spatial repositioning mean? Oh, you want to know some things about me? Well, thanks for asking. I'm a computer program, just like you.
You might hear this.
Universe like yours.
Okay.
Yeah, you already had infinite money.
Dislike! The sound quality in this video is shit. This isn't a Minecraft video. This is a Call of Duty video. Dislike! No one in this video is bad. Characters. Dislike! It's more bullshit. Dislike! That was actually pretty funny.
Dislike!
Special thanks to Jonas for hosting this game jam. Also thanks to everyone who played, rated, and gave feedback on the game. I had a lot of fun making it, and definitely maybe want to continue working on it or something like it. I don't know. Well, that's all. See ya.
Hold on.
What? Hello?
We gotta go. Hold on.
Stop singing that stupid song!
Hold on. I just tried to find a good video.
Like this in your life.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You made Minecraft, but it's weighted up. Oh my god.
Alright guys, today we're making Minecraft because I got a lot of requests in the comments asking me to recreate it. And you know, what can I say? I just like to please my fans. So without further ado, let's just get right into it.
Shane, what do you want for dinner? What's going on in here?
Yeah, it's gotta get it up, going up. Yeah, baby, that's a big lot. Gotta get it in, break it in. Let them laugh, say the day, don't need to say thanks. You say a little thing, and I cross and kill this beat. And I heard you want
no, this is hard for you.
Alright, it's been about 2 weeks, and I finally finished making Minecraft. As you can see, you can build houses and break blocks and whatever else you're supposed to do. But before I get into how I made this, I'm just going to call my friend on Discord real quick and get his reaction to the game.
Hello?
Yeah, but this is really important. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, check it out, man. I recreated Minecraft in Unity, and it took me like 2 weeks straight to make it.
That's
Terraria. You recreated Minecraft.
Yeah, pretty sick, huh?
That's Terraria, you dumbass.
Yeah.
So after learning what Minecraft actually was, I decided to start by making the terrain, and I took it upon myself to figure out my own method of creating it, rather than watching tutorials.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device in which suggestions or warnings about events to come are dropped.
The plan was simple. Create all the top faces first, and then we connect those faces with a side face. With that plan, I began by creating one chunk that only consisted of copy, and then used rhythm noise to offset their heights. Then, all I had to do was connect those top faces together. This doesn't look right.
It's
looks
the
better.
face
I
he's
then wrote a
making.
simple character controller and started working on
The
texturing the
face
terrain. I mean, it's working. I
What
guess I
the-
just need to adjust the
Oh!
UVs. But I think I can close Photoshop now. And this. I just got trolled by Photoshop. After fixing the UV coordinates for the terrain, the next step was to figure out how to break blocks, and it was at this moment that I realized my initial idea for terrain generation
I
was
got a
going to
board
make it
game for us
extremely
to play.
difficult. So I had to continue making a game without destructible
Sadly, Gary
terrain. So I threw away the code that
21115 has been
took
murdered.
right and create a whole
Wait,
new
stop!
generation system.
Sadly,
I chose to
Gary is
rewrite the
gone.
code. Alright, so the new plan was for each chunk to have an array that represented the state of each block and use that as a blueprint to generate the mesh for that chunk. Using that same array, we can figure out what faces need to be created and which do not. That way rendering a chunk doesn't require a 80 Ti.
Isn't that beautiful?
That was my fault.
After 2 hours of work, the new terrain system is now at the same point as the old terrain system,
What the
but
heck?
the new terrain system is much easier to work with now.
Much
Next,
easier
I
to
decided
work
to
Wait.
create a new
Sadly,
chunk
Gary
that was
is
current
gone.
existing chunks
Yes.
that the player was moving away from. Okay.
What?
And
Why is Minecraft doing this?
What the heck?
I don't even like
I don't know
Minecraft. I mean, the story is dumb. There's no
How's it
character
dumb?
development. The graphics are bad.
I guess it sounds safe enough.
And worse,
So how do you play? You need to get across the board without stop.
My
That
favorite.
wasn't
After spending 10 minutes
nice.
of-
Oh no, you're right,
I was
Gary.
finally able to break the blocks efficiently. The world was looking pretty bland, so I decided to update the block textures and add in trees, which completely changed the game a little bit. Don't ask me what the code looks like properly. I'm at this point where I realized that there was nothing to do in the game but run around, punch trees, and eat dirt. So I decided to create a zombie model using Blender. I decided to make two versions for each body part, one that's normal, and another that is not normal. After importing the model into Unity, I started working on the zombie AI, which was completely broken. I was attempting to use the Unity nav mesh surfaces, but it just didn't work. After throwing Unity's nav mesh system out the window, I decided to just have the zombies make a beeline for the player without any sort of pathfinding. It was a foolproof plan until the zombies ran into a block. So to fix this, I just wrote a function that checks to see if the zombie runs into a block, and if it does, it just... Once the AI was working, I went back into Blender and spent far too long modeling a soul. Once that was imported into Unity, I made some animations for it, and then I turned the zombies into walking zombies. The last things I added were TNT, which explodes the terrain and any nearby zombies.
A lot has
and
happened since you were
F3
out.
makes it seem
I'm
like
so
this
glad
game
you're
is
all
actually
right.
playable. And to top it all off,
Crazed lunatics are scouring the city, looking for horns.
I think I imported the wrong pack. So finally, after 30 hours of development, I can finally play this game and get rid of it after 2 minutes. Damn it. I made the Dark Souls of Minecraft. Alright, I didn't want to do it to them, but they left me no choice.
I love your new friend. You know, it's really brought us together.
Aw, see?
Oh! Get pwned, pwned, get pwned,
Gary?
get pwned,
Gary?
get pwned, get pwned.
Oh dear.
Together.
2 out of 5.
I love your new friend. You know, he has really brought us together.
Aw, see?
Okay, you didn't see it there.
He turned his room into a VR set.
Google Pixel, and when I did that, I also bought the Google Daydream VR.
Wait.
Headset is kind of cool.
You made the MBT screen bug?
Drift Racing.
Yeah.
You know, not the most advanced looking game, but at least it's kind of fun.
Yeah, since yesterday.
I'm gonna throw up. So I decided to turn my room into a VR game, and I started that off by measuring all the shit in my room. Here you can see how precise and accurate my drawing is by this line being 8 inches and this one being 8.5 inches. Once I got all my dimensions written down, I needed to convert them from inches to meters because I started by modeling the layout of my room in Blender and then imported that into Unity to make sure the dimensions looked right. The corners of my real room didn't match at all with the corners in the game, but changing the camera's field of view from 60 to 50 made a big difference. I then started modeling all the big pieces of furniture in my room in a low poly art style because I don't know how to model. Hey guys, Blender Dude back here with another sweet
Blender tutorial got sexual! Oh my god!
Going over how to make
Blender tutorial
First
got
thing you're going to want to do is get yourself a keyboard, select the top face, and press the I key on your keyboard to so you can move these lines around like so.
Oh, I found this!
You got who that is. Video.
Thank you!
And move the face down like so. And there you go, you got yourself a hand. After terribly modeling the desk, dresser, TV unit, and bed.
You give us burger, you keep key. Deal.
Yeah, I also made this shotgun too.
That's super weird.
The game modes up. And the zombies would enter my room from the doorway, the 2 windows, and the basic game loop would be you have to kill the zombies before they smack the shit out of you. Now, Google, being the genius developers they are, decided you have to play their VR games with a TV, except it only has 3 buttons. So to use the shotgun, you press the top button until you run out of ammo, and then you flip the controller until you reload. Getting back to the zombies, I made them follow a set of points until they reached the player, but was unsure how they would climb up through my windows. Looks pretty stupid, but so is this whole game, so I'm gonna keep it. So now that the game is barely playable, I think it's time to take my headset for a spin and show you guys this dumpster fire.
Oh no!
Uh-oh, that's never a good sign. Alright, so this is my room, aka the debug den. Over here we have my TV unit with my PS4 and my PS4 games. Then we have my dresser with Picasso's famous Big Yoshi. And then we got my Nintendo Swap. Over here we have my 15 polygon bed. And I know what you're
Nintendo Switch.
Yes, it's Tempur-Pedic. And then above my bed we have T-Pose and Carl because growing up I was always a big fan of Danny Phantom. And finally over here we have my desk, which is where all the magic happens. That's a mic, by the way. And yeah, that's about... Oh, I almost forgot. I have a Bracky shrine in my closet. So anyways, I guess we'll just play the game now.
Oh! Whoa! 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 What the hell? What?
Why is there so much blood?
It's like Left 4 Dead! Oh my god!
Cover it! Don't cover it, everyone, cover it!
That's okay, because epic violence is so, because extreme violence is so
Well, why is there so much blood?
Because hardcore violence is epic!
That's it.
Oh, the blizzard.
Observación, el destino no es confiable.
Why is it in Spanish?
Yeah, was it in Spanish?
Oh, look at this, look.
What the? The devil and the angel! No. The devil and the angel now. The devil and the angel! Gonna give it a kick, Kevin.
But me? Oh.
You know what I don't like? Pickle and peanut.
But she doesn't get the coward.
You know what I don't like? Pickle and peanut.
No, let's just end up with. Let's end up with a little bit of a. Let's just end this episode with a little bit of chaos right there. 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 This episode has too many recursion, just like
2, 4, 6.
This episode has too many recursion, just like
2, 4, 6.
This episode has too many recursion, just like
2, 4,
just like
6.
This episode has too many recursion, just like
2, 4,
just like
6.
too many recursion, just like
2, 4,
just like
6.
too many. Just like man.
2, 4.
Dairy Queen presenta Anatomía de pasteles de Blizzard. Primero una base de nuestro helado Dairy Queen.
2, 4.
Dairy Queen presenta Anatomía de pasteles de Blizzard. Primero una base de nuestro helado Dairy Queen.
2, 4.
Anatomía de pasteles de Blizzard. Primero una base de nuestro helado Dairy Queen.
Thanks for watching.
Anatomía de pasteles de Blizzard.
Thanks for watching.
Anatomía de pasteles de Blizzard.
PS2.
Bam!